Hello, everybody. Oh man, I'm just trying to wait for you guys to come on. 8 o'clock on Thursday is our day. Just want you guys to hear this song for a little bit. Hope everybody had a great day. Hope everybody is having a good new year, quote unquote. You know, our new year don't start until what, the end of March, the 1st of April. Yeah, so, but um, the pagan New Year um, started January 1st. So I hope you guys had a good one. Um, we are in for a treat today. We are going to talk about real love, um, relationship love, as far as men and women, as far as what real love is. We're going to discuss that today. But I want you guys to hear this for a minute. And we are going to really dig deep tonight. We are going to talk about what... Hey, Jasmine, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are going to have a really good conversation tonight. We are going to talk about real love. What does real love look like to you? Okay? Because it's time for us to do some healing. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit. It's time for us to heal. It's time for us to see things different, and it's time for us to expect things different. We've been looking at things a little different. We've been looking at things through hurt eyes. We've been looking at things through what we were told what love is supposed to look like. But my question to you tonight is, what does real love look like to you? Um, when we're in relationships, and I know that, black women and black men, and white women, white men, everybody sees love different. Everybody experiences it different. Everybody accepts it different, and everybody does it different. Okay, but for black women, that love looks so different to us than any other culture out there. That love looks like sometime abuse. Okay, am I hitting it? Am I hitting on something here? We've had, I'm trying to explain, I'm trying to use my words, use the right words, because we as black women have had so much abuse. We've had so much neglect. We've had so much pain that we love painful. We accept painful love. We accept things to be abnormal. We accept things to be unusual, or we accept anything. We accept our mates to just give us anything, just to offer anything. It might look like love, and we may question it. We may have a question with it, but we still accept it. Why? Now, don't just let me do all the talking. I want you guys to talk too. I want you guys to have something to say also. Um, I'm asking this question because it's time to heal. It's time for us to get to the place where we are allowed to heal, and that we are healing. and and sometimes we need to get to the point where sometimes we need help. Sometimes we need to get professional counseling or professional help. Um, yes, Jasmine, you were so right. Yes, it's time for us to, like you said, repair the house. It's time for us to get our healing. so that we can help our men heal. It's time for us to get our healing so that we can bring our men home. Um, they've been with Becky too long. Becky don't know our men like we know our men. Becky don't know the hardship our men go through. But I think a lot of times it's sex. Um, Men think with other parts of their bodies. And to them, that's love. And it's not. Because when it comes down to it, if you are in a racial relationship, you can't be real, you can't be true, you can't be who you are, you can't be black, you can't talk black, you can't think black. Look at Kanye West, okay? He got with that Kardashian girl, and he has not been the same. I remember Kanye West was a fireball, honey, before his mom died, and even after his mom died. Pull up Kanye West, the old Kanye West, back in the day. That dude was on fire, honey. He would tell them white folk off in a minute, and they couldn't do nothing about it. But now, since he's in a relationship that's racially motivated, that's with a Caucasian woman, or I guess she's Caucasian, I don't know, but she ain't black, but anyway, that right there, you have to alter your thinking, and you have to alter who you are in order to be with another culture. You can't be black. You can't think black. You can't think how I think. You can't think how Maurice Muhammad think. Okay, and be with a white woman or a white man. You have to compromise. You have to um, kind of back down a little bit. You can't be totally black. You can mention it every now and then, but to really, really put yourself out there and really have them to understand how you really feel, you can't do that. I'm gonna put on my glasses because I can't see what y'all writing. And I hate the reflection off the light with my glasses. So um, yes, um, it's just so amazing at you saying that, because a lot of times we settle. We don't really know what a good relationship looks like. And I want us to talk about that tonight. I want us as women, black women, to get on here and talk about what does a healthy relationship look like. I remember, and I keep going back to my girls that I used to volunteer at the detention center, and they were for ages 12 to 18. And I remember mentioning one time, I said, if you were dating a guy and you walked into his house and you saw his mom's boyfriend beating on her, would you still date him? And you know what I got? A lot of yeses. And I asked them why. Why would you still date him considering what you just saw? You know what their answer was? Well, he's not beat me yet. He's not beat me. He's not put his hands on me. He's been treating me good. Okay. But we all know that we are a product of our environment. We are a product of what we see is what we do. And you can even agree. Some women on here, your dads were alcoholics. Your dad were drug abusers. Your dad were abusers. And what did you marry? You married alcoholics. You married exactly what you saw your dad doing. You married it. You married an alcoholic. You married a drug addict. You married an abusive man. Whatever you saw or you grew up with is pretty much what you attract to yourself, because that's what you're used to. So, and I remember, even some people say, well, I grew up in a house where my dad was doing this, but I didn't. Okay, that's one out of a million, because a lot of times you attract and you are what you grow up with. Okay, um, and we have to understand that. And I really hope that we as black women would get to the point where we go on, and if your jobs offers medical leave, not medical leave, but some type of medical, mental, like EPA or something like that. Some jobs offer that. And you can get like maybe 3 sessions for free, and then you'll have to pay. But sometimes you can get those sessions over and over, because you just have to change the diagnosis. Say, for instance, if I'm having a problem, if I'm going through divorce, or I'm going through something with my child, I can come into EPA and say, hey, I'm having an issue at home with my husband. Then the next 3 sessions would be with my kids. The next 3 sessions would be, I want to come out of debt. My other 3 sessions. So all these sessions would be free, but you're just changing the idea, or changing the topic, but you can still get the healing that you need. You understand what I'm saying? Because we all need that financial healing. We need to understand how do we save. We're gonna talk about that. How do we save? How do we invest? How do we get to the place where we're investing our money, or what do we invest in now, or even now with the stock market, they say it's down, but it's still, you can get stuff right now pennies on a dollar. I mean, stock right now, with it, even with it going down, you can still get some great deals that's doing really well. And this is the time that you can buy stock, you guys, for much of nothing. This is the time that you invest in stock. You don't invest in stock when the market is high, when everything is going good. Now is the time. And that's my good friend was telling me about that. And he was like, now is the time to invest in stock. If you guys do Bitcoin, invest in Bitcoin, invest in Ripple, invest now. And I'm not saying spending hundreds of thousands of dollars. You can do it with $100 down. You can do it with $30 down, because I did mine with $30 down, and it's growing. And I was like, oh my God. But if I had got into it 2 or 3 years later, before, honey, I'd be retired doing this full time, y'all. I wouldn't be working long hours and stuff like I do. But I'm telling you, this is the best time to invest. This is the best time. And let's talk about a little bit about that. And I know I'm going to stay on our topic, but I also want to talk to you ladies. If you have children that work, tell your children to go out and put an insurance policy on you, please. We as black women, or black people, period, we don't have a whole lot to leave our children. Um, but go out and tell your children, grown adults that have jobs, to invest in an insurance policy on you. If it's number 25 or 30,000, if you do 40,000, they can do 40. That's good. 50,000, whatever. I told my children, I said, even my goddaughters, I told them, I said, get an insurance policy, and I told them, I said, you pay 2,000, you pay 2,000. I told my natural born girls, I said, well, I told all three of my godchildren included, that each one of them had to put down a little bit toward my funeral. I'm serious. Hey, what's 1,500 here and 1,500 here? I said, don't spend but 5,000. Okay, you don't need all of this extra. I said, but at least go and get an insurance policy, and the rest, after the little $2,000 that you're gonna pay for my funeral, you can have the rest to do whatever you want. You might want your own business. You might want a down payment on a house. You might want a brand new car. You might want to use it for whatever it is you want. That is the only way that we as black folk can leave something to our children. You understand what I'm saying? And I know some kids don't want to think that, but everybody gonna die. I can. Everybody is going to die, you guys. And my kids will be, mommy, but they finally did it. Okay, I'm very proud of that. This is what I can leave for you. Okay, because right now, okay, I like to spend my money. I like to buy nice things for me. Okay, so that right there, I'm not gonna be here always. We're not gonna be here always. And if you're, and ladies, if you hear me, put out them insurance policies on them men, okay? On them baby daddies. And if you know them baby daddies out there doing some crazy stuff, go get you a $25,000 policy, please, okay? Let him help you some kind of. I'm sick of these women. If you tell me I don't need a man to help me, I'm going to slap you. I'm tired of hearing that. I hate to hear that. You did not have these babies by yourself. You don't have to take care of them by yourself. You need to get it together, ladies, and get your mind right. This is from that hurt back in the day. This is from that generational hurt, curses stuff back in the day, where we saw Big Mama doing it all, okay? We saw Mama doing it all. We don't have to do it all, ladies. We have to learn how to tone it down, okay? Yes, we can be the head when you don't have a man, but when you have a man, let him be the head, ladies. Stop beating this man up. Stop abusing him. Stop telling him what he can't do and what he ain't. And stop with all the craziness. Y'all stop it. Y'all stop it. Becky don't do that. And if they do, you on there here. Okay? Stop with the craziness. Men love affirmation. They love to be built up. They love to be honored and respected, and they love to know that they're needed, and they love to feel that they're needed. And I'm gonna tell you what, sometimes I can open a ketchup jar, but sometimes I give it to my husband. Honey, come try this for me, come open this for me. I can do it, but guess what, he don't need to know that. I like for him to know that I need him. Okay, so we have to learn how to tone it down, and how to depend on our men more. We have to. Yes, I know we've gone through, and we had to be strong, and we had to be these strong women. But when you got a man, ladies, you got to tone it down. You got to stop trying to pay all the bills. You got to stop. And we're going to talk about that too. Yeah, we can really talk about all that. We don't have to pay all the bills. We're not there to do it all. We're there to help. We are not there to do it all. We are there to help. God called us helpmates, right? Okay, that's what we do. We don't sit up there and pay all the bills and he laying on the couch. You come out, you go out to work and he's still laying there and he been laying there for 2 days and ain't got up and went nowhere but you working 2 and 3 jobs. Are you serious? No. Ladies, we do not do that. That is not it. Us babying them, we women are not here to baby our men like that. We are not to handicap them. And if you saw that that's what his mom did, that's not the man for you. You want a man that you're going to have demands on him. This is what I expect. I expect you to work. If I'm working, you work. If I'm bringing home the bacon, you got to bring home the toast. You got to bring home the milk, the toast, and the cereal. You understand what I'm saying? We have got to start. Yes, I understand. Me too. But guess what? I learned, Jasmine, that yes, I grew up in a single family home. And I'm telling you what, that ruined us women. That single family ruined us. I'm telling you, we got to get it back right. We got to get our minds back right. We got to get that healing, understand that we don't have to do it by ourselves. My mom did it by herself. But guess what? I didn't do it by myself. I was married 10 years with my girl's dad, and then we divorced, and he died, okay, eventually. But even when we divorced, I still allowed him to be dad. I still included him. In the summertime, I would send them down to him for the summer, and I would buy the ticket there, and he would buy it back, or he would buy it there, and I would buy it back, or we raised our girls together. We did a better job single than we did together, but we were best friends before he died, which is so something, huh? Um, yes, we need it. Yes, yes, yes. Um, we went our separate ways, but then, just for instance, if I had an issue with my daughter, I would be able to call her dad and talk to him about it. And I would say, hey, this is going on, what's going on? And my daughter would call him also and say, hey, mommy, doing da da da. He would never go against me. He knew what I stood. He knew how I stood because we were married 10 years. So he knew what I stood for. So he would always send her back to me. And I remember this was when my daughter was 18, and you know how when they're 18, and I hadn't had any problems with her. My girls, I'm telling you, I was blessed. But it was this one time when my oldest wanted more freedom, and her and I was bumping heads. And I thought about allowing him to take her for, the 6 months that she had to go with school. And I thought, we're going to work this thing out. So him and I worked it together. And he would call her and talk to her. And I mean, we worked as a team and we tag team. And our kids knew that their dad was on my side. They knew that they weren't going to be able to go to him and he would give them what he wanted and know that I had said no. That's not how we worked. We worked together. He had his girlfriends and I had my whatever, but we worked together in raising our kids because they didn't need a dad. They had one. So I had remarried, but that he wasn't their dad. He was their friend, but they didn't need a dad. And I expressed that before when I got in the relationship with him that my girls don't need a dad. They needed a friend. And him and I worked together up until he died. And we have to understand that, and I wish this is a topic that even churches should be talking about, the men and the women, and when yes, you're not working or the relationship didn't work, but you still have children to raise. Just because you're with her, she has children, but guess what? You have to take care of your firstborns first. And my husband and my ex did that. He would pay child support. He would take care of his first, and I made sure of it because he called me the general. Because when my money didn't come, trust and believe, I was on the phone. Excuse me, sir, where's my money? Okay, because I didn't do this by myself, and I'm not gonna raise it by myself. And I'm telling you, I would even pull his mom into it because we were a family. And even after I divorced, I would still call his mom on some weekends, and I'd be, "Hey, what are you doing?" She'd be, "Well, I'm here. I'm at home." Guess what? Sometimes I would drop them kids off at the door, front door, and I'd be in my car. I'd wait till she opened that door. Girl, I would pew and be gone. because I was tired. I needed a break, and I would force them to do what they needed to do. It wasn't about if they wanted to. It wasn't about they weren't gonna hurt them. They weren't gonna kill them kids, honey. I knew that. So guess what? I needed a break. I would make sure she was home, or make sure he was there, and I would call, and I'm out. I would drive up. She'd open that door. I'd drop them off, and honey, it was on. So we have to get to the point where it's not about us, it's about our children. We want our children to grow up healthy. But guess what? We have got to get the help that we need, ladies, in order for our children to be healthy. Healthy adults breed healthy children. Hurt adults breed hurt children because we tend to hurt because we're hurt. Am I right about it? Come on, help me. I want you guys to help me here. I'm trying to help us to get to the point where we go after the help that we need so that and I'm hoping that you guys would do this in college. I'm hoping that you guys would do this now. Some of you guys don't have children. Go and get the help that you need now so that you can be ready for later, so that you can be ready when you have these children, so you won't have confused children. If you confused, please don't bring any children in a confused relationship. Or if you know that relationship is not working, ladies, please, 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 please don't bring a baby in that relationship. Fix it first. Allow God to fix it, or you fix you, or he fix him, or you guys fix each other. You know what I'm saying? You have to be whole in order to bring a baby into a relationship. You can't know that relationship is on the fritz, or that relationship is on this way out, and bring a baby into it. No, that's not what we do. Stop having babies within 30 days after meeting these men. You don't even know if you like them as friends, let alone as a mate or a father. Some of these men are abusive. They hiding it. And usually you won't know their true self until like 3 to 6 months into that relationship. Then you'll be like, he ain't right. Because I remember one time, I used to tell my daughters, coming at high school, and I said, guess what? I said, what I want you guys to do first is become friends with these men or these little boys before you guys date. I said, become friends first. That way you would find out if, wait a minute, let me see that. Hold on, let me go and put my glasses on, Jasmine. What mom did? Tell to me more about that. What mom died? You said dyed her daughter's hair blonde. Why did she do that? What? See, this is okay. Get back to the point, right, Jasmine? We are talking about this healing first. We are talking about getting your healing first. I see these young moms, and they're dressing these young babies in these mini skirts, and they're dressing these little babies in these little. It's a mess, and I'm like, God, I don't want. Get the healing so that you'll know how to parent. Get the healing and understand how, because if you didn't have your mom, you really don't know how to be a mom. You really don't know about hygiene. You really don't know about shaving. You really don't know about your, a whole lot of other stuff that your mom was there to teach you. Um, Please don't tell me, Jeremy. You said she was 3 years old. Oh my God. See, this is what we see now. This proves my point, right? Why would you dye your 3 year old's hair blonde? Tell me that. Tell me. Tell me why. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it. That is where the healing comes in. Our culture is so hurt. We're hurt by the police. We're hurt by our parents. We're hurt by teachers. I mean, schools now, you got teachers doing crazy stuff. What about the woman that put the 2 year old boy in a dress? Are you serious? That couldn't have been mine. They wouldn't even thought about putting mine in a dress in the first place. I'm just saying. Um, I'm glad. Keep praying for it, Jasmine. We are going to come up with a prayer line. I'm glad you said that. And if you see some people that let's get 5 people a day, a month. And if you know that you have a prayer list, let's pray for people that we know need prayer. And we're going to keep on praying for them, keep on praying for them, because it's time for us to allow Yah to touch some hearts. And he said in, was it Chronicles 3? He said, talked about, what did he say? I always get my husband to tell me this scripture. about crying out to him, and he'll heal the land, and he'll heal us. We have got to cry out to him like never before. You have to understand what's going on in this society. This society, and I always go back to the biblical, the story when Balaam was trying to, when the king was trying to curse Israel. And he kept telling the king, no, I can't curse Israel. God has blessed. I can't curse what God has blessed. But what did he say in the end? He said, but I'll introduce you and tell you what you can do that they would do, that they would bring on a curse on themselves. Did I say that right? And the king, and he explained to the king that if they introduce sin to Israel, that Israel would curse themselves by doing the sin. And this is exactly what society has done and is doing even now with homosexuality. They've introduced that to Israel, and we as black folks, we are Israel. If you don't believe me, read Deuteronomy 28. And there's so much stuff on YouTube that'll explain that to you. And some churches and pastors don't know it. They're still walking under that Romans 11:25 blinding, because God did say that he will blind us till the Gentiles come in, and then he's going to open up our eyes, which our eyes are opening now. Yes, yes. We have to get to the point where we are praying for families. We have to pray for ourselves, pray for Israel, pray for Yah to open up our eyes, and pray for Yah to really get us to the place where we are getting the healing that we need. We're not getting them from the churches. Yes, we are totally, Jasmine. Bestiality, pedophilia, yes. And did you see where Celine Dion has now had she has a new clothing line for children, and I think I mentioned this before, and the clothing line is unisex, is not neither boy nor girl. And if you're a boy, you want to wear pink, and if you're a girl that you want to wear blue, whatever, you just dress and wear what you want to wear. I'm sorry, you guys, my phone is ringing. Really, I'm sorry, I didn't. Yeah, um I think it's, am I back on? Okay, sorry about that, you guys, but yes. um Yes, yes, but she has gotten to the place, and I think Celine Dion has gotten a little angry, because you remember her husband was sick with cancer, and he died of cancer, maybe about what, 2, 3 years ago, and she had little bitty babies. Okay, and I think that she got a little angry with God, and you have to understand that this society is introducing a lot of stuff to us, and we as Israel, they can, but we cannot. You guys, we know what to do. We know what we can and can't do. I think that we have got to not forget that she is a witch. Okay. Okay. Wow. Wow. That must be something new, Jasmine, because I know before she was not. I mean, now when I look at her, she looks totally different. I mean, the black, the she had the little demon in the baby crib, with her little video, with her clothesline, and she was blowing dust, which is a part of witchcraft. We have to understand what people are doing and what it means. So all we can do is just, I just leave stuff like that alone. That's what you want to do with your life, you go ahead. But I will not be putting my grandbabies in anything that she comes out with, okay? Because you have to understand what's connected to her clothesline. Um, what? Wow. Wow. And her brother, that man, her husband must have been mean to her or something, because I know he had cancer. Okay, well, that's what they said he had, so I don't know. I'm gonna stay out of that too. Okay, so a whole lot of stuff that you think is true in this country is not. Okay, so I'm gonna just leave a lot of that alone. Okay, but so yeah, we have to understand that we are now being introduced to a lot of sin. Wow, we have got to understand now that we're being introduced to a lot of sin, and if we keep doing the sin, it's almost like Yah turns his back from us. So we can't get him to come if we committing all the sin and fornication and adultery and, getting high, all this stuff that you know not to do. Okay, all this stuff is poison. You drinking is poison. You drugging is poison. And now they legalizing marijuana and everybody getting high now. You guys have to understand and see the bigger picture, okay? They are tainting our marijuana with all kind of stuff, right, Jasmine? Talk to me about that, Jasmine. You're very smart in those areas. I heard something about they were tainting our marijuana with some kind of chemical or something that's feminizing our men. I think that's true. We have got to understand that what this country is really about, and it is trying to feminize our men, and they're trying to get us to switch places. But you have to understand, Stephen Darby, the pastor, talked about this, and he talked about how they were feminizing our men, and the homosexuals were going after our men, straight men, and our baby boys. Okay, you have to understand the bigger picture. They have been in the closet for so long, and they said they are coming out now with a vengeance, and they are coming out hard, and they are after our men, straight men. Okay, so right now you just don't know. You got to be prayed up and having that discernment, and really understand what this thing is really all about. See the bigger picture, because a lot of what we thought was true, a lot of what we were told was true, a lot of what we learned through these books that was written by your enemy wasn't true. And I'm telling you, I wish and pray, you guys, that we would get our children out of these schools. We have literally given our children over to our enemies, and they have destroyed our children. They have destroyed their little spirits, and they have just torn. I remember when we were in school, we went through hell with some of these teachers. Okay, they were lying on us, and they was, didn't know how to teach us, didn't know how to treat us. And I'm telling you now, it's just crazy, because you got them treating and doing all kind of stuff. That seen the one where these boys, the white little boys, had did a school an assignment in school, and they was talking about the Star Spangled Banner, or something about being so racial with it, and you had black kids sitting there in the midst of all of this mess, and the teacher didn't say anything. If it had been me, I'd have said, "Excuse me, hold up here. What is going on here? We're not going to act like that." I would have put a halt to it. If I was even one of the students, I would have had something to say. But you have black students. This is where the parenting comes in again. We have got to teach our children to be bold, respectfully, but bold. We have to teach our children that you don't compromise for them. If you feel in a certain way, that is the way you feeling, and it's okay with the way you feeling. You don't compromise and change the way you feel for somebody to make somebody else feel comfortable, because they are always going to feel uncomfortable, because we, the black folk, make them feel uncomfortable, because when they look at us, they think about what they did to us in slavery. Okay, they think about that all the time. Don't tell me they don't. Every time we mention race, they get uncomfortable. Every time we mention anything about being black, anything about slavery, anything about the past, they are uncomfortable. What is with them? Why do we always have to compromise and make them feel better? What about you accepting what went down and what's still going down even to today? Why do we always have to conform and compromise? Why do we always have to watch how oh my God, I don't want to offend Becky. I don't want to. Oh, I better not say this. She may. Who cares? Who cares? I was listening to Fly Nubian Queen. I love watching her. Vicky, I love watching her. She was talking about how a professor, this was a professor, or he was a scientist that came up with a thing about black women, and it was so under screwed. It was talking about how unattractive black women were, or how so many men, or how men really felt about black women being so unattractive or something. And he was under controversy what he said, and he really believed what he was saying, because really a lot of people really believe when they talking negative about black people, they really feel what they're saying is true. I remember me and my husband, we were looking for a car, and we had went into talked to a salesperson, and he was a white guy, and he was talking about black people. Him and I, we got on something about, I don't know how we got on the subject, but we were talking about the black race. And he said, "Man, we were always taught that black people were cursed." And I said, I knew that I had heard that, but I didn't think it was true until he said it. And I mean, we got down deep into that, and a lot of white folk think that we are cursed because we're black. They don't understand that we are the chosen, and that's why we go through what we go through, because of who we are, and because of the relationship we have with Yah, and because of us being the apple of His eye, and because of us being the chosen generation, and because of us being His favorite. Okay. That's why we go through what we go through. Read Deuteronomy. Read the whole book of Jeremiah. Read the Apocrypha. Read. We gotta get it together, you guys. We have got to get this thing together. Okay. Um, they are very ignorant. They are very ignorant. But I remember I used to go to a white church, and I've been really trying to talk to him, and he ain't hearing it. But that's on him. That's neither here nor there. But I had been trying to, talk to them about some things that was going on, and I had to stop going because you remember back in the I think when Trayvon Martin was going, yeah, it was with Trayvon Martin, and then they were always talking about Black Lives Matter. I mean, Blue Lives Matter and Blue Lives Matter, and I'm like, hold on, what do you mean Blue Lives Matter? Black Lives Matter too, okay? Where are you guys at when our children are getting lynched, and our children have, if they're getting lynched, okay, trust and believe me, look it up. And where are you when they're getting killed and shot in the head for no having a weapon? And I remember when I went to the academy, it was known that you could not pull a weapon if they didn't. If the person that you were chasing didn't have a weapon, you couldn't pull your weapon. If they had, it was almost one up. So if I had if I had a rock, then they would have their baton. If I had a knife, then they would have a gun. But if I didn't have a weapon, they couldn't shoot me for not having a weapon. They couldn't even pull their gun. That was what was told to us in the academy. Yes, I did go to the academy. Yes, I wanted to be a police officer. Yes, I wanted to do state trooper. That was my dream. But God said no. Thank God. Y'all said no. That He knew better. He knew our girl. He knew better. Um, Plus those were my ignorant days. So no, that wouldn't have been good for me. But Yah knows best, and I'm gonna always say that He knows best, and He knew what was good, and He knew what I need to do and what I didn't do, what I didn't need to get into. Um, but I wanted to get back into what does real love look like. Um, yeah, yeah. I mean, this shutdown is really scary. This shutdown is really it's serious. You got people right now that's not even bringing home a paycheck, and it's been 3 weeks. And next Monday will be, what, Monday will be 4 weeks. It's been a month. I think it's going to be a while before we see this government come back up. I think this is a trial of where they're going. They're just trying to see how long this is going to last. But I think the first trial was when, about 3 years ago, when I first got moved to North Carolina. I was working, and some of my students, I was an educator at the time, and they didn't have their EBT cards for like 3 months. And I mean, they was down to like bare minimum. And I mean, I was scared for them. And they, ended up saying, well, the basket was moved. So that's why people weren't getting their benefits, which made no sense to me, because I'm like, what does a basket have to do with somebody's money being loaded on their card? Um, yes, yes. And I'm telling everybody on here that if you can, stock up, get your candles, your toilet paper, toothpaste, get your sardines. I'm just kidding. Get your canned goods, get your rice, get non-perishables, you guys. Don't get a lot of meats. Okay, don't, because your freezer, what if your freezer go out? Okay, you want canned goods. Don't forget your can opener. Okay, what's the good of having canned goods, no can opener? Okay, get just get candles, like you said, Jasmine, candles and extra food. Just stock up every time you get a paycheck. Just buy even a case of beans, or a case of rice, or bread, or crackers. I'm not saying bread, but crackers. Get the powdered milk for the ones. Get your water with your powdered milk. Get some cereal. Get your water. Get your um, I say get the lighter fluid, okay, also, because get your lighter fluid. You can always put your pan on the lighter fluid and cook your beans or something. Get your lighter fluid, get your charcoal, you can always, use your grill, okay. I'm just saying, You guys, we have always have to be, we cannot be so dependent on the government for everything. Okay. Get your seeds. Like you said, Jasmine, you said you got seeds and, yeah, candles and canned goods. Yes. So we have to understand what's really going on. This is a test for when they really do what they're going to do. Okay. I didn't really want to be on here a whole long time tonight. I just really wanted us to talk about, and I really want you guys to, if you have jobs and you have EPA at your jobs and they'll pay for mental health issues, I would suggest you ladies starting somewhere, getting your 3 free mental health days that you could get for free with your jobs, and they'll pay for it, and begin to get a little counseling. Just begin to start somewhere, and if you can help you and get your house in order, then you can help somebody else. You can't help somebody else if your house is tore up, if your house is out of order. So, our men need us, okay? Yes, they're going through a little whatever right now, but it's okay. They'll be fine. But you take this time to work on you, and then you can help them. But you can't work on you, and you can't, get them and do for them and help them out if you got some issues. You understand what I'm saying? So, ladies, let's concentrate on getting and make sure that they're black, that they really understand. Because can't no white person really know what you're going through. A white person really can't help you. They don't know what it is to be black. They don't know what it is to, you know, our our issues. They don't know what our issues are. We want somebody down to earth that can help you to heal. And I don't really think Becky or John or Billy can help us heal, okay, mentally. No, they got their own issues, okay. But and don't forget, you guys, I still want you guys to remember about our sister, McKinnis, Melissa McKinnis. I want you guys not to forget. I'm going to keep talking about her because my heart goes out to her. If you guys can, I mean, send her something every time you get paid. If it's number $10, $20. Remember how you used to tithe? I know y'all some Christian folk, church folk on here that used to tithe. Okay, that you don't tithe no more. But go ahead and give her $50 here and $50 there. Help this sister out. This sister gave her son up for us. Okay, literally. He was, she was the one that found her son hanging on a tree in the backyard. Now I don't know how many of you guys could have actually gone through that and still be as strong as, and I'm sure she's not strong, but I'm just saying how many could be and still stand and still want to live and still, talk to the media about your child. And I'm sure she goes through hell the nights when she, get on and talk about her son, and I'm sure that she goes through a lot. But I want you guys to really support her. Her GoFundMe. She's got a GoFundMe. I don't have it up here. Um, Jasmine, if you can look that up, can you post it for me? That GoFundMe. Also, don't forget we're still calling for the coroner's office. Jasmine, put that up for me too, please. I'm just using you. Thank you, Jasmine. I appreciate your help. Also, the let's continue calling the coroner. And find out when that autopsy is going to be completed. It's 12 weeks now, and they promised that it would be done. It should have been already done, and it is not. So we want to still pressure the corners. Also, Brother Maurice, I want you to support my brother. I love him to death. He is on fire. He is so real, and he is on fire, and he has a love for the people. I want you to support him also. He still has the move to Mississippi, and that's coming up June, July. So let's support him. And Phil, he's got a trip to Africa coming up. I'm really thinking about going. I really would love to go. I think you have to pay $500 down. But we want to support Melissa McKinnon, you guys. We really want to support her. Thank you, Jasmine. Thank you. I appreciate it. Um, we want to really support our sister. Don't let her feel that, let me see, what's that, 341? Yeah. Don't let her feel that she's gone through this by herself, you guys. Don't let her think that her son died for nothing. don't let her feel that she has nobody in her corner right now, because now is the time that she needs us. I'm gonna show it. Yeah, now is the time that she needs us, you guys. I know she had a GoFundMe. I think you can go on her Facebook page under Melissa McKinney's, Melissa Melissa McKinney's McKennies McKinney is her Facebook. You can go on her Facebook, and I'm sure that she has her GoFundMe on her Facebook page. I've been doing some donating, so I wouldn't ask you to do anything I'm not doing. But I think we need to really support. But I think we still need to keep in mind what real love looks like for us, and really make those appointments. And there is a book called Real Love, by, God, I don't know the guy's, Greg somebody. It's called Real Love. And if you want to look into that, yes, McKinney's, McKinnies, yes. If you want to look into the book called Real Love, I'm going to put that on here. Let me get my glasses, trying to put something on there, and I can't even see what I'm doing, Lord. Real Love. And it's by, I think his name is Greg. That's what, but I don't know his last name. But this is a book that us women, I really want to get this book, and I want us to do um, a book, I guess a read or something. I've been trying to get this book, but I do want us to. I want anybody and everybody on here that wants to maybe get into the book group, and I think this will be really good for us to look into. It's called Real Love by Greg. I think that'll be really exciting for us to get into a book club and read stuff like this, and kind of this will help us to grow and heal. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. Really didn't want to stay on here a whole long time, but just kind of wanted to really, you know, ladies, just let's just remember that we have to remember that love doesn't hurt. If you have somebody that's not actively trying to help you, and you have children, and you're taking care of him and your kids, that's out of order. That's not what you should be doing. I don't know if you were taught that, or your mom showed you that, or your grandma showed you that, or your aunt showed you that. That is not a relationship. A relationship is not that when he comes in once a month, that's the first of the month when you get your check. That's not love. And now that these income tax checks are coming, y'all be very careful, because you have men that really horn in on that. They really watch that, and they'll be there till the money's gone. Okay. And after that money gone, they gone. So be very careful of that, ladies, that these men are coming in and spending up your tax money, or spending up your check that you get once a month. That's for your children and you to eat on, and then at the end of the month you ain't got nothing, because you just shared it with him, and it's not even 3 weeks. You not even in 2 weeks, 3 weeks in the month, and your food stamps is dwindling, it's gone. So let's just remember that real love is somebody coming in and treating you like a queen, and treating you better than anything that you could ever imagine. Real love is somebody that's going to have your back. Real love is somebody that you can call in the middle of the night and say, hey, I need $20, or I need $100, and they, boo, I got you. Real love is somebody that you can just talk to, that don't is not going to fuss and complain about having an issue. Or real love is somebody that y'all send you, that'll help you to heal, or can help you heal through different relationships that you've been through. Real love is somebody that can have your back no matter what, and not expecting you to pay it back. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody that you can call in the midnight hour and say, man, I'm locked out of my house, and I got you, I'm coming, or I need some milk, or my baby needs some medicine, can you bring some Tylenol over? Real love is somebody that's going to be there for you, and not get in between you and your children. And we talked a little bit about that last week. I'm not going to bring that up again. But real love, it does not hurt. That is real love. It's not somebody that'll cheat on you and then expect you to accept the cheating, and accept that outside baby, and accept you to be there no matter what. Real love is him having your back, and knowing that I'm not going to cheat because I made a commitment to be here. Real love is not him dating you and your cousin or your best friend, and y'all know about each other, and now y'all trying to compete. Real love is not somebody that is going to embarrass you or disrespect you, not just in public, but in even the comforts of your own home. He's not calling you bees and hoes, and he's not disrespecting you and beating on you in front of your children or beating on you at all. Real love does not hurt, and real love is somebody that you can trust, that you can go out of town and know that he's not going to cheat. He's going, like you said, yes, Jasmine. Real love is somebody that's going to be loyal. Real love is somebody that you can actually trust with your children, and you don't have to worry about him touching them. Real love is somebody that's going to see that your baby needs some socks and some shoes, or have your shoes on the wrong feet. Say, come here, sweetheart, let me help you put your shoes on the right feet, and not sit there and look at them, looking and then talking about it. Or real love is somebody seeing that your child needs some Pampers and bring them over without you telling, or the baby needs some shoes because the shoes is too little, and just come up and just leave and say, hey, here goes $30, go get the baby some shoes. Or real love. We got to understand what real love is, ladies, because some of this stuff is not real love, and we just accepting it. And if they cannot treat your babies with respect, and if they can't love your babies the way they love you, that's not real love. If he is treating your baby bad and you are letting him, you need to be ashamed of yourself, because that's not love. If he can't love your children and be good to your children, he can't love you, because your child is part of you. You feel me, ladies? I'm hitting home tonight, because this right here is time for us to heal, so that we can attract true men, and not just one young lady. Let me just tell you, one young lady told me a story about an incident where she was on a date, and this young fella, had taken her to his friend's house. I guess he wanted to stop by there for a minute, so he runs in the house and he leaves her in a car. So she was on the phone at the time, so she said that she was on the phone, so she didn't recognize how long he was in the house. So she began to be like, what in the world going on? So what's happening here? So I guess half an hour, 15, 20 minutes passed, and he was still, in the house. So she said, you know what? I just jumped in the seat and took off. I guess, and then he kept calling her, but she had drove. So I guess, which is okay if you on a date or whatever, meet him there, or if y'all have, went up previously, it's okay if you want to drive, or, but whatever happened. She ended up taking off and letting him, and then he finally came out and saw that she wasn't there. But he thought he had a fool there. This is what I'm saying, ladies. Stuff like that in the beginning of the relationship, you have to show them what you will and will not tolerate. You have to show them, brothers, that this will not, I'm not going to sit outside while you in the house and it's dark out here and I'm in outside and it's dark and you in the house talking and I'm sitting. That's disrespect, okay? Disrespect is him talking to another woman while you standing there or sitting there having dinner. Disrespect is you talking to him, but he doing this when every woman walk past. He looking. That's disrespect, okay? Disrespect is him always constantly talking about his ex with you. That's disrespect. We have got to understand what it is to have a healthy relationship, ladies. We don't even know what a healthy relationship is. This is what the problem is. We're not understanding what healthy relationships are. And once we understand what healthy relationships are, then you won't tolerate mess. You won't tolerate garbage. One of my girlfriends was married to a guy, and he wasn't all of that. But at the time, she thought he was, until they got divorced. And then she began to meet other guys and go out with them. And one young man she met, and he began to treat her like a queen, like she had never been treated before. And that, to me, was Yah's way of showing her that you're worth everything. You're worth it. You're worth having a great guy to. She said she never had to spend a dime when they went out. Never had to just never had to spend. Okay, he was always taking her out, was doing. Okay, so this was different than what she was used to. He wouldn't even let her pay anything, wouldn't let her come out with her money, wouldn't even let her buy anything. She didn't understand that because the guy she was married to, that's all she did. She wouldn't, it was always about her, what she had. The money that, he, had was just for whatever. I don't know. But I think y'all had that young man to come so that he can show her that she's special, that he can show her that this is, you're worth more than what you had, that this is the new that I'm going to give you. Okay. And I think that's why this other man came forth to show her that you deserve better. You deserve this. And now she said, I wouldn't even accept anything less. But yeah, I had to show her that she deserved better. Okay. But my thing is, you have to understand that what real love is so that you won't accept anything. And let's get back to the beginning of the relationship. The beginning of the relationship, it's about you knowing what you want and knowing what you won't stand for, and knowing that if the slightest disrespect that you see, call him out on it. Stop being so quiet and scared to speak up and scared to say anything because you afraid that he gonna leave. Well, guess what? Let him leave before you get feelings anyway. If you can't speak, if you can't speak your mind, if you can't speak up, then that's not the man for you. You should be able to speak up. You should be able to talk. You should be able to be part of the conversation. It's just not one way, one sided. A relationship is two sided. You have something to say. He has something to say, and not be afraid to say it. Especially if you thinking, oh my God, if I say that, he gonna leave. Well, bye. You can go. There's plenty where that came from. Okay, men are like buses. They come every 10 minutes. I like that saying, but I'm just saying. We don't have to be so thirsty, ladies. That's what I'm saying. We don't have to be so thirsty. We can know what we want and not be afraid to voice it, not be afraid to step into the deep, not be afraid to settle for less. Don't this year, don't expect anything less than God's best. Nothing less than God's best for us, ladies. If you think if when you first meet somebody, you're looking for the red flags, and you see those red flags, walk away. It's okay before you get invested and you know those red flags are there. But just know that everybody's not perfect because you're not perfect. And if everybody's not perfect because you're not perfect, then you have to give him the benefit of the doubt. But I'm not saying just accept anything, because we are not here to accept anything. We are not here to just accept men that can't pay bills or can't, pick your children up from school, or can't, help out around the house, or, laying on the couch and been there and for whatever, you worked hard, you come home and he can't even cook a meal. Seriously? That's not, no, that's not, no. It's about teamwork. It's about teamwork. We have got to it's teamwork. Okay. So, but like I said, I just wanted to shoot some things out, some thinking points. I like to make my women think. I like to get us thinking about what is real love. And that is my question to you guys. Think about that and come up and see, are you in a relationship with real love? Are you in a relationship that's showing you love and respect and honor? Because you're going to show it to him, and the same thing you're showing to him, he should be able to show it to you. And if he can't show it to you, then that's not the one, you guys. That's not the one. And stop trying to force it. And stop knowing that he ain't no good. You done caught this man cheating and you going back. Why? Move forward. You don't need that in your life. Man up, yes, it's gonna hurt, but guess what? You're gonna hurt for the next 20 years if he keep cheating on you. So once you catch him cheating, ladies, move forward. That is not somebody you want in your life. If you didn't caught them cheating and now you, oh my God, I want him so bad. No, it's gonna hurt, I promise you. But guess what? You'll hurt for what? Maybe 6, 7 months. And then you'll move forward, find somebody new and move forward. But guess what? If you sit there and allow him to cheat on you and you keep going back, he's not showing you no respect. He's not going to respect you because he knows that he don't have to. But guess what? You allowed him and showed him and told him that he didn't have to. A man's going to do only what you allow them to do. But you have to know that I deserve better. And if you can't be faithful to me, I don't need you in my life. And walk away. Yes, it's going to hurt. But guess what? You want it to hurt for 7 months or 20 years. Because guess what? Once you allow him to cheat and you don't do anything about it, he's going to continue on. He's going to continue on. And so you'll spend the rest of your life until you guys are done with each other, hurting because he's not going to know how to treat you because you've already shown him that it's okay to do what you want to do, but you can't do what you want to do in a relationship, but he can. That's one-sided. That's not love, ladies. If he out here doing his thing, he got you can't even have a friend, or you can't even go around the corner without telling him where you're going, when you're going, and how long you're going. That's not a relationship. That's not love, ladies. Come on. That's not love. That's not love. That's jealousy. I hate jealousy. That's not love. He got some issues, and leave his behind alone. Leave him alone. Let him take care of it. Let him get with another woman that can handle that jealousy. I can't stand jealousy. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. So, with that said, you guys, I am going to be done. We've talked enough, and if we've been on here long enough, I really don't mean to come on here and say an hour, but I feel that we as women have a lot to talk about, and we're going to be talking about some more issues. And you guys leave, don't forget to like and share. I want you guys to leave some comments as far as what other topics you guys want to discuss, and we're going to discuss them. We're going deep. We're going deep this year, okay? With that said, you guys have a great night, and we'll talk again later.